We're good whenever. You good?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
What's going on, people? This is the Inconsistent Podcast with Rob Haze. I'm here with my special guest, Jasmin Leigh.
Yes.
What's going on?
Nothing. I was feeling like I was back in the club in Florida. I forgot you're from the South.
Yeah, I'm from the South. I'm from Atlanta. What part of Florida are you from?
Well, okay, so I'm from New York. But I did go to high school and college in Florida. So Tallahassee, shout out.
Tallahassee, all right.
But I have to, I'm from Roosevelt, New York.
You're from Roosevelt, New York.
Yeah.
Okay, I hear it now.
It only comes out sometimes.
It comes out when you bring it out. When you're
like,
no,
I'm
from Florida,
New York.
son.
Don't try.
Yo, son, I ain't from Florida, okay? Don't put Florida on me, B.
I love
from
Florida.
New York.
I love Florida. I'm not going to lie. I love both. But I just like that, my accent is kind of like just a smorgasbord of things. And I've almost been here for 10 years too, so.
All right.
It's like,
Yeah.
I'm from everywhere.
You're from everywhere. Yeah. Co-host of the People's Party with Talib Kwali.
Yes. You didn't ask a question. You just made a statement.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, it's been a ride. It's definitely been fun meeting so many different people.
I bet.
Yeah, it's like sitting there and you're like, wow, my childhood's right in front of me. What the heck? So that's pretty awesome.
And they giving you like the behind the scenes.
You can't help but see behind the scenes when you're around the people, you're in the lifestyle, you see how their day-to-day goes. And honestly, I feel like comedians, rappers, our lives are very similar. Like it's late night.
Yes. But they don't intertwine unless you like you really gotta get into one to really
I don't know. It's so many rappers that want to do comedy. It's so many comedians that used to do rap. I feel like it's very intertwined. And then just the punchlines, the having to think quick on your head. You have so many comedy rap battles.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like literally it's the same.
It's not
realm.
the same.
It's not the same, but it's very similar.
They coexist.
Look at
times.
Ludacris.
Yeah.
The punchlines that make you laugh. I hope this is not my child's school. It's not cool because she always likes to be sick when I have something.
Oh no.
Yeah, she does. But that was a loving eye roll that I just did, just so you guys know.
Okay.
I don't mind that she is sick.
Yeah.
I would just rather her be sick on days when I'm sitting at home doing nothing.
I got you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's the timing for me.
The timing.
But yeah, Ludacris has some of the best punchlines in his songs. It's like you are rapping it, but it's like, oh, I'm laughing along with it.
That's very true. I feel like they go hand in hand. I would like to see it be more integrated. I would like to see more of a more rappers at specials and rappers, really in the comedy and more comedians, doing skits, doing different
working
shorts,
together.
different stuff. You know what I'm saying? I would like to see more of that. I would like to see those worlds, and not even on the outside part, just on the inside part. You know what I'm saying?
Touch me on the inside part.
Coming to the club, coming to the studio, that type of thing.
That would be cool, especially for Black comedians, seeing as we come out to music. I don't know if that all white. I didn't realize, I guess, that was a Black show thing to come out to music. Yeah. Because, I remember when I started doing white shows and I would come out and it'd be just silent, just and your next comedian. And then it's just claps and you're like, oh, am I bobbing to nothing? It's it gives you an extra, when you're coming out to a song. It
does, but it also makes the audience care about things other than what you're going to say. So now they care about what song you chose. They care about how well do you know the song. if you're gonna rap it, like, are you rapping it from your heart, like, or are you trying to play this song? How do you cut the song off? All that stuff they care about. And I feel like when you go up to silence, the first thing you say is so important.
Yeah, because you gotta break
purely
that silence.
On the words,
You know what? That is a strong point.
Sometimes it depends on how well the audience is. Because if the audience is not as engaged, and then you go up, now they're not even paying attention until you get their attention.
I don't know. I like going up to music. I know in the beginning it was very awkward figuring out how to cut it off because you see the seasoned comedians and they're just like, and then you get up there and you're like, how do I do it? But
I feel like it's a respect thing too.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like when they respect you, you can cut off at any point. They're like, cut it off. But I feel like if they don't respect you, then you better tell them at a time they want to cut it off.
Yeah, I don't know. Like my show, I feel like I love my DJ because it makes me feel like I'm at the club, and that's like my persona.
Yeah.
So like when she starts playing music beforehand, she's playing like music like you're like, oh, am I about to see some comedy? Or I'm about to shake some ass. Who knows?
Okay.
Oh, can I curse?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Should ask first before I start cursing.
No, you're good. You went with like a light one though.
I did.
You didn't come out the gate
PG.
crazy and be like, "Whoa, can I do that?"
Well, my mouth is getting a lot better now that I'm a role model.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
You got to think about it more.
Yeah. It's like second nature. Like my curse words are definitely turning into
bad words.
Well, I just try to make I say shizzy.
Shizzy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm not trying to say,
Yeah.
And then a 2-year-old's running around saying it.
Sure.
And using it correctly.
Sure.
Yeah.
I was at a soccer game on Sunday, and there was a little girl sitting next to me, and I was like, "Oh, shoot." Because I like caught myself and I tried to turn the S word into the shoot. Right? No, I don't. But I did feel like I don't want to be the first curse.
No. Once someone throws it out there, you can ease them on in, but you don't want to be the first. It's like spades. You can never throw out. You don't want to throw out that first. Like once I gotta
only have spades left.
Yeah,
hey, I only got curses left. I gotta throw them out.
I gotta throw them out.
I'm sorry, curses stick.
Curses definitely stick.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that is hilarious. And it's crazy because as you get older, you start to care more about throwing out the first curse.
Sure.
Because before it was like, how many curse words can I say in a minute?
Yeah.
Like you're just trying to test them out and get your tongue loose and ready to be inappropriate. But now it's like, oh my goodness, like let me watch my mouth. I actually opted out of wearing a thong bikini when I was taking, my daughter to the pool, and I was just like, would I want my daughter to see an ass in her face?
Yeah.
Probably not. So I went for, I thought was more conservative. My mother said it was still not appropriate.
Okay.
But I did go to the next size up.
Your mom wants the one piece?
My mom always wanted me in a one piece. Like she never let me wear 2 pieces. Like, I don't know if she just knew like this child is like going to do the most. So I have to make sure I give her the least. So she does not like, and I still took that little inch and did what I did with it. So she would have gave me like some real freedom to be running around in a bikini. No. I think the people that wear bikinis are the ones that are not pressed to wear bikinis. Like that. That's when it's appropriate for your child to wear. Like I had to wear one. Like I really desperately.
So what would you do? The long shirt?
No, I would do the one piece.
The one piece?
Yeah, my mom didn't make us wear t-shirts, thank God. She wasn't that bad, but I mean, I do.
I mean, they had the little strap one with the shirt too. It looked like it could be a bathing suit, but it's like, I think that's a shirt.
I don't know what my mother was worried about because I was literally a board front and back. So nobody was looking at me. I could have worn freaking sugar packets, and I probably still wouldn't have gotten a holla back then. So she could have just let me.
And you were a child.
I was a child. I'm saying like
I'm not gonna weigh in on it.
I'm talking about for my other age appropriate classmates, not pedophiles. I'm talking about my age appropriate classmates. That's who I'm.
I don't think kids are looking at bodies at that time.
At what time do you think they start looking at bodies?
When the bodies start coming.
Yeah, and that was the time when I was trying to wear a two-piece, and my body did not come.
Got you.
And other children my age, teen, preteen, they had bodies. I had no. This is high school.
Okay. Oh, high school. All right.
This is not. Yeah, and I was not allowed to wear bikini.
I'm thinking a little baby bikini. No. This
my mom did not do
this
the
is a teenage bikini. This is like what they marketed.
You're supposed to have something.
In the 50s, this is what teenagers do. Those old movies like Beach Party and stuff.
And Brady Bunch. Cindy wore nothing the whole season. Like they
were in Hawaii.
It's like these little nothing was all right.
Mm-hmm,
and then I guess I don't know if bodies started developing differently or people started realizing, hey, this might not be appropriate. Then they started making more like children bathing suits, and now they're back to making the ones like the 70s.
Really?
Kids. Everything looks like adult little version, but for babies.
Hey, man. Got to put these tutus back on these babies
man,
in the pool.
Put the tutu on.
More pool tutus.
The ruffle 1111.
Yeah, put some ruffle on there. Put some bows on there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice big flower or something.
It's crazy. No matter what my hair is doing, it's never prepared for headphones.
Oh, no.
I know.
I'm sorry. I guess I should have.
No, it's always safe to assume that I'm probably going to have to wear headphones on a podcast, but...
Not all podcasts.
It's like, what's the right hairstyle for the headphones?
You know, I'm really not the guy for this question.
A fade and a hat.
Yeah, that's true. Fade in the hat.
Because you don't have to worry about whether your hair is going in the front or in the back. And it's like, I don't know.
I should have a Rhythm Nation podcast. And then everybody's got to wear a bald cap, ponytail to the back.
I love that. That's the perfect hairstyle. There you go.
Yeah. Just 1814, the podcast. We just talk about Rhythm Nation. I have on people. Everybody's in uniform.
Yeah, but I need to wear a hat because I have a big forehead. So when I wear my ponytail to the back, it's like it's a lot to handle.
Okay.
I need a little swoop or something.
Got you. You get a swoop ponytail.
Yeah, I can. You're right. The swoops are just a little bit harder to do. They take a little bit more time, but the swoop makes the forehead look definitely smaller.
Got you.
And it's like a real science to get the swoop over your forehead.
See, women get the option to like mask their forehead.
So do y'all. You're wearing a hat.
But okay, I'm wearing a hat. But saying
the hat is a swoop.
As a guy, as the forehead gets bigger, you're just stuck with it. There's certain places you can't wear a hat.
Yes, there's certain restaurants you can't wear hats.
Yeah.
Unless you have enough money to not have to take your hat off. So if you got a big forehead as a man, you just got to have a lot of money or a lot of status to where you can go places and people respect you with keeping your ball cap on.
Or you just got to stand in your forehead.
You should definitely stand in your forehead.
Stand in your forehead. If you got hat money and you still, using your hat money privilege on wearing a hat, you could be doing some other things with that. You know what I'm saying? You
like
could be
investing?
getting a nice steak or something. You at a restaurant. You got hat privileges. You wasting them on wearing a hat in there. Waste them on like getting a nice bottle of wine or something. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? We need to go out to eat because you know how to wine and dine. A nice steak and a nice bottle of wine. That's what you should be doing instead of trying to get a hat or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy how, totally different some men look without their hats.
Yeah.
And without their facial hair. And it's even crazier that now men are really into these weaves. Even though they did toupees back in the day.
Yeah.
I don't know if a toupee ever looked good.
That's the thing. Something is interesting when they phase out what it's called.
Yeah.
They will never call these new
a toupee,
quick weaves
that's what they are.
Toupee. But it is a toupee.
It's a toupee.
It's a 2023 toupee.
It's just elevated throughout the years, and that's what it is. And that's when people are so shocked, like, oh my God, these men have been doing this.
Yeah. Toupees is wild because people try to hoop in them.
No, they didn't.
Yeah.
And they slid on off?
Yeah, Rick Barry was out there hooping in a toupee. 2 different color sweats. The hair, the beginning of the game, he looking good. By the end of the game, it's like, nah.
I don't know. He should have put a sweatband over it to keep it down.
Okay.
Because that's what you got to do sometimes. Like, men, if you're going to wear your weaves, you got to know the proper maintenance.
I think when the NBA decided to get rid of the, they called them what? Ninja headbands or whatever that like tie in the back. Like the tennis players wear. I think that's when they were like, if we allow this to happen, people are gonna get weaves. It's gonna get crazy.
I haven't. I mean, and they're not quick. They take some time.
Yeah,
and it's like a lot of prep that you have to go into it. Well, I'm ready to start seeing, and I don't know if it's already out. Is the YouTube tutorials of like the hood niggas putting together their piece and showing everybody else how to do it. That's what I want to see.
Those are wild.
Yeah. Those
are wild. Because you watch them and then, like, the dudes never look happy. The dudes always look like, there's one where the lady burns the dude because he was, like, complaining or whatever. And then like the curling irons.
Oh like my God! In the front or in the back?
In the front.
Oh
like
my goodness!
Yeah.
That is the worst in the world. Yeah. Every woman probably has dealt with that burn right here in the middle of your forehead, and it's like, why is it here? We know why it's there. You don't have a steady hand.
What do you do?
You can't do.
What do you put on it?
Aloe vera plant.
Okay.
You can get that. That takes the scab off pretty fast. I actually recently burnt my forehead.
Okay.
And it's because I was trying to smoke and flat iron my hair, and I'm not. And I was also rushing because once you have a baby, you're always rushing.
Okay.
And so I was just really doing a lot.
Okay.
And it burnt through my makeup. Like, I already had my makeup done and everything.
Yeah.
And it, like, burnt through I had 5 layers of makeup.
Okay.
And it was nighttime makeup, so it was really thick. And I had, like, just a little dot. When I took my makeup off, it was like a whole circle.
Ooh,
it was bad.
Dang.
Yeah, it wasn't pretty.
Wow.
And everyone knows, and it's embarrassing that in your 30s, you're still burning your forehead. Like, you didn't learn anything growing up?
I don't know. I really don't know. This sounds scary.
It is scary.
Yeah.
I remember in college, shout out to my brother Kelvin, and he lived in like apartment dorms. And I had my own apartment, but I was always staying here in his room. And he had a roommate, and his roommate hated me because, number one, I'm not a good roommate if I'm paying rent.
All right.
Like, I'm damn sure not a good roommate when I'm in someone else's room that I just don't even... We're not together. We're not smashing. Nothing. It's just the fact that I'm there. And I had left my flat iron on the counter, and he went in there and somehow burnt his forehead and blamed me for it.
Wait, but how did...
We still do not know to this day, how did your forehead end up burned?
Is it up here?
I just got it. I know how.
Is it like hanging on the
It was
thing?
on the counter. This is what my theory is now that I'm thinking about it. Is that maybe he was brushing his teeth, and when he bent down to, because, he's probably barbaric and like to get the water in your mouth instead of like getting a cup or using your hand.
Sometimes you don't got cups. Sometimes you don't got cups.
We
don't
were college.
Let that stop
okay,
you.
You're right.
Don't let that stop you. Before there were cups, there was this. Before there were cups, there was this. In the Bible, you don't hear about no cups until like the Last Supper. Adam and Eve and them, they was drinking like this.
Yes.
Believe it.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
They were ladling it up. And I'm assuming that's what he was doing.
Okay.
And then maybe that's the only logical thing, because how else could you burn your face on a flat iron?
Unless he was in there playing with your
Unless
flat
he was
iron.
in there playing with it and, practicing for later life of cross-dressing.
Or just, having straighter...
Oh, okay. I guess straight men can
straighter hair.
That's fine. That's a thing.
Yeah. I don't think we're supposed to say cross-dress, but I don't know.
Are we not?
I don't know.
I'm in the community, so maybe I get a little bit more rules than you. But please educate me, guys.
All right, well, I'm sorry for saying C-D, and, you know.
You're not saying it at all now. I was like, what is that?
Hey, I don't want to get in trouble. I feel like anytime you hear a term and it feels old, I get nervous. Anytime I hear a term and I'm like, oh, they used to say that in the 40s. Oh, nah, yeah, I'm not using
now
that
I'm
one.
like nervous too. Like, what?
Don't be nervous.
It needs to be like a list of things that we're not supposed to say. Like, I was literally.
They would argue about the list until eternity.
It's crazy.
That's why they can't be listed. Because people will argue. You could never get the first word on the list. Do
you edit stuff out of this?
So yeah.
Okay, because I don't know if this is gonna ride or not, but we were talking
in the past or in the future.
This just happened.
Okay.
Oh, in the present.
In the present.
In the past.
What you're about to say.
What I'm about to say may not be okay for the present.
Okay.
The past, I feel like you could say anything.
All right. Cool.
And I've scrubbed my Twitter of those anythings, so hopefully I'm good.
I feel like we're having a good time. I feel like I'm learning.
Yeah, I always have a good time.
I never think about the burns on the forehead. I never even, never even realized that. When I saw her burn that guy, I was like, that was crazy. But he didn't react like I would have reacted like I was on fire.
What did he do?
He was just mad.
Oh, he was pissed?
Yeah, like he just like made a face.
Oh. We all make the faces.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I honestly feel like parents use hair for aggression, and I feel like I can say that because, and this might get me in trouble too. My little sister used to always ask my mom for me to do her hair, for me to braid her hair, but not ask me. And she asked my mom first because once she asked my mother, then that means I had to do it.
Yeah.
So whenever she went over my head to ask my mother to braid her hair, I always made sure I braided her hair extra tight.
Okay.
And
wow.
I did. That was I'm a Libra. I don't really need to do big acts of revenge.
Okay.
I do little, subtle acts of revenge that I'm the only one that knows. Okay. And I'm okay with that.
How tight? Like bumps?
No, I didn't bump it up.
Okay.
I just wasn't as gentle as I could have been.
But you know what? If I'm a little sibling, I'm like, yo, I like it tight. Yeah. Tighten it up. That's love.
Nah, man. I used to be so upset.
Yeah.
I used to do little things. I remember I put water in her perfume.
What?
Yeah, man. Don't mess with me.
Why?
Because she messed with me.
What'd she do?
I don't even remember. I just remember the water and the perfume. Oh, I think she snitched on me. I don't know. It was like a war. It was literally like tit for tat.
No, me and my sister, it was a war for sure.
And I remember one of the worst.
It was a war.
It was a war. One of the worst. I have 2 bad snitch stories, actually.
Okay.
Which one do you want me to do first?
I just know that there are 2. I don't know. Like, you didn't give me anything to go off of.
I
have 2. Which one you want me to do first?
2 snitch stories. One's about snacks and one's not.
Okay. I know information about one, no information about the other. I'll save snacks for the end.
All right, cool. So I made a deal with my sister, and I was like, okay, if you do this for me, I don't remember what I asked her to do, then you could read any page out of my diary.
Okay.
And so she did whatever. I think she cleaned the kitchen. She did something for me.
Yeah.
And she did whatever she was supposed to do. And I told her she could read a page out my diary. But when she came to read a page, she went to a specific page, which let me know that she had already been reading my diary. And she was just trying to put me on blast. So I snatched my diary back. And I was like, nah, you're not getting my diary. I changed my mind. She tells my mother. And my mother is very much like, your word is your bond. She said, did you say if she did this, could she read the diary?
She want to know too.
And I was like, yeah. She said, all right, well, pick your page. And she picked her page. And the page was about me losing my virginity, right?
Oh, my God.
The only thing is I hadn't yet lost my virginity. I lied.
Wait. Who lies to themselves?
Because I felt like
time out.
I know,
30
I
seconds.
know,
Hold
I
up.
know. I lied
were
to myself.
in your diary.
And my diary.
Lying
my own personal
to yourself in writing.
In writing, in black and white. But this is the thing. I started writing a diary. I was like obsessed with the Diary of Anne Frank.
Okay.
When I read that, I was like, oh, I'm going to write a diary. And when I die, everyone's going to read my diary. The only thing is that Anne Frank's diary was a lot more interesting than my life, right?
Are the Germans coming to get
you?
The
Germans didn't come to get me. And if they did, they would be like, damn, this bitch is boring. So I embellished a little bit so that when I die and everyone read my diaries, they'd be like, oh, wow, Jasmin was really cool.
Yeah.
And so I got in trouble from my mother for losing my virginity that I never lost because I did not tell her I lied because I have pride.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And now that you don't even need to know the snack story because that's not going to trump that.
I had a journal, because boys not supposed to have diaries, but we have journals.
It's called a journal.
Yeah. So I had a journal, and I realized my parents are reading this.
Did they?
Yeah.
And you did, and they were just like
they just pick it up and start reading
to your life without saying I read it.
And so then after a while, I just started like trying to ether them in the journal.
Wow.
I'm just like talking about them like, yo, if you reading this, you're so goofy right now. Like look at what you're doing, reading at a little kid's words. What's wrong with you?
And did they ever say anything?
No.
Have you ever had a conversation and asked your parents about reading this journal? Because that you need to have a sit down with them.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know if I can, but I do feel like it made me not write as much.
Because your privacy was invaded.
My privacy was invaded. And so I feel like sometimes when you write, you got to just explore and just get stuff on the page.
And you didn't have that freedom.
Like it's a way of working through stuff. Mm-hmm. And I feel like I didn't have that because I didn't trust that like people wouldn't go behind my back and read my words or read the words of that time.
You know what? That's so true. And honestly, I feel like I've started a couple of journals in my life. And that's what hinders me, too, from, like, really just being open and honest with myself on paper. Because in your head, it's kind of different.
Yeah.
It's because it's like somebody might read this. And it's always that little piece of me that's like, oh, wow, somebody might read this and know my real thoughts. And what I have done, like, if you look at my comedy books, I have random journal entries throughout my comedy books, like, as if it's a diary. And I have that's I, like, kind of, like, hide my diary entries from other people because I've also had an ex that went through my journal that was labeled poli-sci paper.
Okay.
So that means she had to go out of her way to go through and read this and then got mad at me for having feelings, not even acted on the feelings. I was working through my feelings that I had for her and my ex. And she got mad at me for writing about those feelings as if she did not invade my privacy.
Yeah.
And to this day, like, I just started trying to do a journal again because, trying to have outlets and stuff. And I found myself like, oh, what if this gets read again? Like, what am I going to do?
Yeah. Yeah. So I've had multiple notebooks stolen. Like, multiple book bags. I had a Supreme book bag. It was in my car. Somebody stole my whole book bag. There was like multiple notebooks in there, books in there, camera in there, all kind of stuff that like just, it's just all my comedy stuff just gone, And so I always think about what if someone read that? What if someone read my free writing? What if someone read, and I don't have it.
I know.
It's like
it's not like you're gonna remember what you free wrote.
Yeah.
I guess you got to kind of go back and read because I never really go back and read, and so I was like trying to clean up stuff or whatever because I was trying to like trick my girlfriend into moving in. And she was like, there's not even any space for me. So I started like trying to like make little space here and there.
Yeah.
But anyway, I found like a bunch of old books like from when I first moved to LA. And I went back and started reading some of those ideas. And I was like, I need to come back and read my ideas more because I know someone had told me before, like with comedy for sure, like you might write a joke that doesn't make sense or you can't get it to work and then you revisit it and it's like, oh, this is hilarious. And it's a lot of thoughts that I thought back then, but now I have substance in my older age to put behind those thoughts. So that's the point. You gotta go back and like read your words.
Yeah, and sometimes it's good to go back from your perspective now.
Right.
So like your thought process, you know, when you're younger is just one way and it's very just about you. And then you get older and then you're like, oh, I have other people I have to think about, other people to consider. I was dealing with another grown person with problems and other things going on. And so then it's just like, oh, you know, my parents were my age at a certain time.
Oh, that's the thing like, right there. That is the one. Oh, my goodness. That is the one that gets me all the time because my mom has 7 children.
Okay.
She really loves kids. And so when I was just thinking about me having my one child, my mom had 5 kids. Like my mom went to law school at my age now, went back to school for law school with 5 kids in the house.
Yeah.
2 in high school, 2 in elementary, and 1 in middle school.
Yeah.
That's a freaking lot. I just think about having to get one person who does whatever the hell they want to do ready and dressed and out the house, and I cannot fathom getting multiple people. So although I do resent the days that I had to babysit when I really didn't want to and I wanted to sit and do anything, it's like I understand because I wish I had she had some siblings to babysit. You need the break. Parents go through so much. When you take them off the pedestal, I feel like your relationship can change because then it's like you take them, you understand that they're allowed to make mistakes. Yeah. Because they're regular people.
Yeah. No, that's real. There's that, but then also when you think about some of the stuff your parents did, it's like, man, I don't even know. Like, okay, I did this show called Family Dinner recently, Jodie Sweetin's show, and I made my mom's meatloaf. But this is my first time making meatloaf.
Ever?
Oh,
wow.
And so when I like put it in the oven, I was like, this looks like the meatloaf. And then when it came out, it looked crazy.
You didn't form it right?
And I was like, oh my God. My mom would like work all day, pick us up from school. We would be in war on the way home from school, fighting over the radio, arguing about everything. Right. Then she would make this meatloaf.
And it came out looking good. Mm-hmm. You're so
she really
right.
had to get in there and like mix everything.
And meatloaf is not a quick thing.
No.
And you miss one thing and you got dry ass loaf.
Yeah.
In your rush, you forget the breadcrumbs. It's like, oh. Yeah. That is so true. You think about those are the memories that, you know, damn, and it kind of should give us a little bit of like a motivation. In a sense.
Yeah.
Because they did do a lot.
And
a lot of times didn't do what they wanted to be doing. Because especially back then, it was more push to go to school, get a job. Yeah. Or finish high school, get a job. Like, you're not following dreams. You're not being an entrepreneur. You're not taking any chances. You're going and you're working your 9 to 5 and you're taking care of your kids. And F whatever life you had before then.
Yeah.
Wow.
Jasmin, what's your favorite color sky?
Oh, I like the multicolor sky when it's like peach, blue, and a little bit of yellow.
Okay.
That's my favorite. It's so pretty.
Like a sunset?
Yeah. And it's like, it's kind of like a watercolor. And it's all merged and together. Wow, I was not expecting that at all.
Oh, yeah. No, I only got a few questions here, you know. People been complaining. They're like, Rob, you just ask this. Make sure you ask the sky. I feel like no other podcast they ask that.
No, I've never been asked that question. It made me think and take a second, and also it made me happy that I've seen a lot of different colors of the sky.
Yeah. Florida, California,
and I just
New
went to
York.
Hawaii. Yeah, I went to Hawaii for a day.
Yeah.
And it was absolutely amazing. It was
what island?
27 hours actually, Maui.
Okay. 27 hours.
27 hours. My girlfriend's a flight attendant, and so she was working a flight, and they had a layover for 27 hours in Maui.
Oh, 27 hours in Maui.
Yeah.
I thought you said it took 27 hours to get there. And I was like, which way did y'all go?
It was a 6-hour flight, though, and it was really long. Like,
y'all could have went the other direction,
right,
I think.
anything. It was a long flight. Like, it was a long, like, I mean, that 5-hour flight to the East Coast, that last hour always kills me. So when I got to hour 4, I was like, oh my God, like,
yeah.
And I had already slept and drank and did everything. And I'm like, I'm still on this flight. And, but it was worth it. Like, I was there for such a short time, but it's such a peaceful place.
Yeah.
Like, it smells peaceful. The people are peaceful. It's, it was amazing.
Yeah.
We snuck and watched what is it?
The hula dancers?
The hula dancers. Yeah, I had a brain freeze.
Yeah. No, when you sneak in, you don't know what it's called.
No, when you sneak in, I don't know.
And you don't get the pamphlet. You had no ticket. You just snuck in.
And I was happy because it was a bunch. We were probably like one of the only black people on the island. But it was a lot of other cultures sneaking too. And a lot of those cultures were white. So
I was
like, we're right along with y'all. And I was trying to patronize them. I was trying to get a drink, but they're like, no, it's a private party. I'm like, all right, fine. I'll just stand out here and act like I'm just walking by.
Oh, it was a private party.
It was like a private dinner. There's a luau. So they had like a dinner and then they had the dance afterwards.
I got you.
Which, we didn't know about because it was a last minute thing because I would have loved to go to a luau. I don't know how long I could stay in Hawaii because it's kind of like really slow paced.
Sure.
And I'm like, I'm a city girl at heart.
Okay.
I need action. I need excitement.
Yeah.
I need things to do. And
what are these things? What is this action?
I
Buses?
love to dance. Buses. Oh, like, yeah, like, I guess so. Because, I live off La Brea, so it's definitely loud. And too much peacefulness, it's like, damn, I got to sit and be in my mind. Like, all I can do is think to myself. Which is probably not the worst thing, but
I don't know. You was lying to the Diaries. So
I lied to my Diaries.
Don't tell it what's in
I make sure I do not lie. Like, I literally didn't write something down because I didn't want to lie in my journal now. And my mother actually got me a book, and you're supposed to write in it and then burn the book. And the whole point of the book is to not lie to yourself. And I've had this book for probably 3 or 4 years now, and I've only completed the first 2 pages because the questions are so deep. It's like, maybe I should do that. Maybe I should do that. I should take some microdoses.
Okay.
And just sit. But then it's kind of hard to write, so I guess I got to do it without the microdose.
Yeah. Because, for me, lines and stuff start getting a little wonky.
And you can't even really hold the pen correctly. The paper is going all over the place.
You might stare at the pen and think about pens for a minute, Think about them getting the screw on the pen cap and all that.
Maybe I can type the answers. I don't know. It's not going to work. I would have to literally record it.
A screen is even worse.
It is. It really is.
Because to me, the screen is like coming at me.
Yeah.
And now I'm in the screen and I feel like I'm cheating on nature.
It's crazy.
Like the plants and the trees that I would have appreciated are really jealous right now that I have this machine in my lap.
I don't really like going outside on mushrooms. Okay, so it depends. Microdose, I can take a microdose. I can go to a party. I can have a freaking blast. It almost feels like, you're on a less natural party drug that I don't do anymore. Okay. But like on a microdose and you take one, it makes you drink less. You don't really, you just like kind of flowing.
I'm afraid of alcohol poisoning. So
no, I'm not afraid of alcohol poisoning.
I don't drink at all.
Oh, okay.
When I microdose, I don't drink at all.
Well, I have a drink. I would probably have a drink with a microdose. But if I was not microdosing, I'd probably have like a couple of drinks.
Okay.
But on a mushroom at a party, no, I don't want it. Like I had 2 not so good experiences.
Sure.
When I was in Atlanta, and I actually, first of all, I was in a random hood situation that, played amazing, good R&B.
Sure.
But it was, it was there in the hood randomly. And I had taken a mushroom in the car, and when I tell you I forgot I took this mushroom, I forgot. And then I get to the club, and I had 2 shots, and I smoked a little bit.
Okay.
So, right. Then, after I put the blunt down, that's when the mushroom hit me. And at first, I was like, whoa, what's going on? Because I didn't remember taking the mushroom. And then, like, the lights.
If I'm at a party and somebody says, whoa, what's going on? I'm getting away from that person.
So then, my homegirl's with me, and she's like, oh my God, did you take the mushroom? Did you take the mushroom? And I'm like, please don't do this to me. Like, don't keep asking me how I feel. Right?
Yeah, but they only asked once. But
no,
it just sounded like they kept
asking. No, baby.
Did you take the mushroom? Did you take the mushroom? Did you take the mushroom?
You're right. And so now I'm in the
DJ,
party.
Hey, who took the mushroom?
So now I'm in the party, and I'm like, I gotta sit down. She keeps trying to pull me up to dance. I'm like, I gotta sit down. She's trying to pull me. She's like, no, just dance through it. I'm like, I'm not ready to dance through it.
Wow.
In the beginning, you kind of just gotta chill.
Yeah.
And then you can flow through it. Like, I was not at the flow through it because I was, like I said, forgot that I took it. So I'm already, like, discombobulated. Okay. Everyone came out because I wanted to go out, right? I talked everyone into going out. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, I gotta go home. Okay. I cannot be here. It's like people walking to and fro. Yeah. It's just so much going on. And finally I was like, I'm so sorry, guys. I need to get out of here.
I got to get out of here.
So then we get to the door and there's leaves, which I know are leaves now.
Okay.
They look like huge roaches. Just flowing towards me. So then I tell my friend, I was like, look, I got to close my eyes and I need you to guide me to the car. I'm trusting you.
Yeah.
So I closed my eyes and she guided me to the car. Then we proceed to have a whole come to Jesus moment, and I'm like, you gotta let me free. My purpose is not your purpose. Release me, because my friends are very protective of me, and they like take on what I take.
So are you in the back seat?
I'm in the back seat saying this.
You gotta let me free.
You gotta let me free. Release me.
Yo, I feel like they tell this story too.
I would love to hear, I would love to hear their version of the story. Sure. Because it, like, man, it was not the best.
I got you.
It was not the best.
I got you. One time I microdosed, and I was coming home from an event, and it was my fiance and I like, when I get into the parking garage, I started walking in slow motion.
Oh my God.
But also, I'm thinking everybody else is in slow motion too. I'm thinking I'm like really the fastest person.
Did you walk slow, or you were really walking in slow motion?
I'm really like walking in. She don't even see it. She's just walking. She don't even see it.
Too?
No.
Oh man.
And then like I'm like trying to get in the door, like it's like pulling me away. Like I'm like a real Ace Ventura way of walking home. It was nuts.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. It's always hilarious when you're the only one on mushrooms. Mm-hmm. And with microdosing, it's like I have these capsules. And some of them are more potent than the others. Yeah. Because I can take one and I can just be chilling, like, doing whatever, and just like my brain's free. I'm thinking, but I'm not like seeing any waves or colors. And then I can take one and I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. I guess that's my thing when I take mushrooms. Whoa.
Whoa, wait a minute. What's going on here?
It's like you take, and then even with some of them, it's like you take one, because they have like the gummies too. You take one and you're like, oh man, I'm not feeling this at all. And then you take that second one and it's like, wow, I feel like I had the whole bag of gummies. Like it's no kind of regulation. I hope when, you know, they're legal that they make it, they like figure out the dosages.
I think it's like when you mix stuff, like you get
typically when I do microdose, I just do that.
No. I'm saying when they make edibles, like they're mixing stuff and they're trying to make sure, you know, there's an amount in each, but I don't know if they can really control how much of that activates you. I
don't know, but I mean, mushrooms is definitely my best option besides having to go to the bathroom part. But if you can get over that and not have to, you know, interrupt your party for then you're good. Good to go.
Jasmin, do you believe in other universes?
Ooh. Do I believe in other universes? I mean, it has to be, right?
Yeah.
Our universe exists.
Sure.
So who are we? God exists.
Yep.
So, you know, if I feel like if you believe in God, then you know there's other beings somewhere.
Ooh. That's a real like way to look at it, where it's not even into the, you know, pretend side of things. It's purely
Oh, you were pretending?
No. But I'm saying a lot of times people go to a science fiction place.
Oh, yeah.
And you went to a spiritual place.
Yeah.
Because like a universe doesn't necessarily have to be the definition universe, but it could just, like, if you're talking about another plane with beings, then in a spiritual sense, you're still kind of talking about another universe.
Yeah, for sure. And even with, like, when you look at science fiction and you look at witches and warlocks and all the other stuff, it came from somewhere.
It came from
like,
somewhere.
It wasn't as extreme. They're going to embellish stuff. And we don't even know how much they're embellishing, to be honest.
Or what stuff felt like.
Or what stuff felt like.
Or what, after things are passed down generation to generation to get people to pay attention, you know, it goes from one thing to like, all right, you know, they got eaten by a whale.
Right.
And now they inside the whale like, oh, what happened next? You know?
Exactly.
Like...
it's really interesting if you sit and think about it, because even with people that don't believe in ghosts or witches and stuff like that, but they believe in God, just because you're not, you know, you don't want to like go and ask a witch to make you whole or heal you, or you don't want to sit and talk to a ghost, doesn't mean that they don't exist.
Got you.
So, yeah, I believe in all of that stuff.
Okay, all that stuff.
Yeah.
If you could be any animal, what animal would you be?
You know, I'd probably be a dog, because dogs get taken care of. They get treated like princesses. Mm-hmm. And I don't have any problem with peeing outside. I do it all the time now if I need to. So
all the time.
I mean, not all the time, but it's never. I'm not the girl.
This is what you said.
I'm not the girl who's like, I'm not peeing outside. I'm like,
yeah, you're like, whoa, what's going on?
Whoa, what's going on in here? I'll definitely pee outside. I have no problems with it. And actually, while I was pregnant, I was naked peeing outside so often it was absolutely ridiculous, because I didn't buy any maternity clothes. None. Okay. Because I was pregnant during COVID, so I didn't go anywhere. The only where it was to go was to go hiking.
Got you.
And every time I went hiking, I always had some sort of a onesie on. Okay. And when you're pregnant, you gotta pee. Yeah. So there were so many trees that I'm naked behind peeing, hoping that someone doesn't walk up and see my vagina. If they could, they probably wouldn't be able to see it because I'm pregnant.
Okay.
But, you know, not I'm pregnant. I was pregnant. I'm not pregnant. This is not an announcement.
Any specifics on what type of dog?
My baby Bentley was a Papillon, but he died at 12, so maybe I don't want to be him. But they usually live to 15, so maybe I was just a bad parent. I don't think 15 is what kind of old. I wouldn't really want to live more than 15. So I would say a Papillon. They're just the cutest dogs. I feel like my dog Bentley was so much like me, was loud, you know, fluffy, furry.
Yeah.
He was definitely like his own, the beat of his own drum.
Okay.
So I think a Papillon would definitely be me. And they're very bougie, but they're also hood.
Okay.
Because they can get down with the big dogs and like travel the streets, but they really know they want to be in the house in their little perch.
All right.
Best of both worlds.
I feel like if dogs wanted to run the country, they could.
Oh, for sure.
If dogs wanted to revolt and take over, they could.
And really, it's just that one human that figures out how to read a dog's mind or communicate with dogs, because once they get that one dog to communicate with others, they can tell the dogs to revolt.
Ooh. Interesting. Like, I feel like Planet of the Apes, it would take the dogs way shorter than
I don't know why
apes.
they don't have a movie where the dogs take over, but that might just be too real.
It might be too jarring for people.
Yeah, they'd probably be really scared. And maybe we should stop talking about this and just do the movie ourselves.
Okay.
That sounds
like
amazing.
The Secret Life of Pets. I was like, y'all, this is not that secret. I thought they was really going to be in the espionage, you know, living double lives.
I don't know. But I also think that dogs are like very simple creatures. Like they're not that smart.
Yeah.
Like they just be chilling. Like they're that's why I think they're compared to men. Because they'll allow you to take care of them.
Wow.
They're not really.
Shots fired.
I'm just saying. I'm not a she-man woman hater.
Okay.
I mean, she-man man hater. Is that? I was trying to flip it around, but it didn't work out. But y'all are not my favorite bunch right now.
You know, I hate that they make it seem like it's a team.
It's a team.
And what like it's a whole thing going out there. I don't want to be responsible for this whole squad.
I know you don't.
I really don't. I
know you don't. But and honestly, I hope that you will never be a part of the slums. But and we probably should stop merging them all together. But we probably should start merging them all together. But it's hard not to. It's hard not to. When it's just a similar species. Like, as much as we hate to admit it, there are some things that just are known for women doing.
Well, when I see it, I also don't protest it because I see what's going on. And the reason I don't want to be lumped in is also the reason for the statement.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And so it's like, for me to protest it, it's almost to me protesting the statement. And a lot of times those statements come from a real place. So I see it, I'm like, this doesn't apply to me, and I just don't say anything. Yeah,
but, there is hope. And honestly, there's going to be the slums of women, there are going to be the slums of men.
Yeah.
But when you're seeing, when one man does a lot of slummy things, and then you see, and then it's like you also like something like, what I learned from my one adult relationship with a man is that men are not complex creatures and they don't think how women think. Okay. And if you are not fully invested in being with a man, then it's going to be very hard for you to survive in that lifestyle. Because men they don't, and I can't speak for all men, but I feel like women are detailed. Type of people, and men are not. Like, for instance, no, continue. Oh, for instance, what I had to learn the hard way. My god sister was hitting me up when she was like freaking out because her husband hadn't put the crib together, and she's like, "Oh, we're running out of time. The crib's not up." Da, 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 da. And I'm like, in his mind, he's like, "The crib. I'm gonna put the crib up. I'm going to get the crib up. If the baby's here, the crib will be up." Yeah. In the woman's mind, it's like, I need the crib up so I can relax, so I can move on to the next thing off of the checklist, so I can make everything go smoothly. And the man does not realize those details into why she's asking you to put the crib up. They're just like, it's going to get up. Why are you stressing? Okay. And that's what life is, just in different forms. That's literally how things just keep presenting themselves.
But when you're on your way to go somewhere and you're supposed to be there at a certain time, somehow the concept of how long it takes to put makeup on, how long it takes to get ready, all of that stuff, that concept of time, the whole world could stop because I am not done yet.
Now, that is considered a woman's thing, but there's a lot of men that take a long time, too. For me, I feel like that more so goes to the signs. Like, there are certain signs that just are going to take more
Different
time
teams.
in vanity. And then also, like, it depends on if you have kids involved. Because then, now for me, I don't like being late. I don't like waiting on people.
All right.
So before in my past, you know, I might have been late, but now the person I am, I literally plan everything out to the second. I know how long it's going to take me to do my eyebrows. I know how long it's going to take me to do my makeup. I know how long it's going to take the monster to get into the car. And then I add a few...
The monster?
It's my Coco monster.
Oh, my God.
She's a thing. And sometimes I do forget to add in miscellaneous for a tantrum.
Okay.
But for me, that's how I do things. But me as a Libra, if I was not trying, if I don't have anywhere that I have to be, I am taking my time.
Yeah.
I'm taking my time. But then I have girlfriends that are ready like that.
Yeah.
So I think that's more of a sign thing. And that women have, you know, incorrectly gotten that. Because men are late all the time.
Out here. Yeah. I guess.
That's too. Is that
I
most
feel
of
like
my...
that's an LA thing.
That,
late
you know
dude.
what? I moved out here at 26. So a lot of what I see of adult men is LA men.
Yeah.
So that could definitely... These men are definitely different than... I don't want to say regular men because I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, but non-entertainment living LA people.
Sure. Well, Jasmin, appreciate you coming on the podcast.
This was fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Where can the people find you?
Oh, when is this?
What do you want to direct them towards? Friday.
Oh, cool.
Oh, no, Saturday.
Oh, cool. So make sure you go to my website, jasminleigh.com, and grab those tickets for Cool Kids of Comedy at the Comedy Store May 3rd. Doors open at 7:30. The show starts at 8 p.m. We start on time.
Yeah.
Those white folks are sitting in their seats ready to go. So black people, please be there on time.
I don't like the racism.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, white people be on time. Black people be on time. Brown people be on time.
Be on time. All right. And Rob Haze is on the show.
Colorless people be on time.
I don't think that's a colorless.
Yeah.
Can you identify as no color yet?
Translucent. If you invisible, you got to be on time because, you know.
They're probably already there.
You there to scare people. Yeah. Ghost, they already there.
The
ghosts
there.
are already in the building. All right.
But yeah, it's going to be a fun time. I'm going to add some fun interactive segments into the show for the first time. So, yeah, come on out. Comedy Store.
Yeah. This has been the Inconsistent Podcast with Rob Haze. Please subscribe to the page. Also, if you want exclusive content, you want to hear the songs we're listening to, then go to the Patreon. Patreon.com/probably the Inconsistent Podcast with Rob Haze. You'll find it. Like, you can find it if you know how to find stuff. If you really want it that bad, you'll find it.
That was fun.